So welcome to JG's Fight Talk, and with me now I've got Ross the Boss, Burkinsaw. How you doing, Ross?
I'm all good, thank you.
Good. Nice to have you on, mate.
Good to be on. I've had a look at your stuff, so it's all looking good. So looking forward to the interview.
Oh well, no pressure.
I haven't done one of these for a year or two, so it'll be good to do it.
Yeah. As I say, fresh from Legoland.
Yeah. Took the kids down for a couple of days, a long drive back, and then an interview. So not bad.
Yeah. So there we go, mate. It's all about the kids. I'm sure it was all for the kids, wasn't it?
Yeah, I've always wanted to go buzzing.
There we go. The truth's out. It was all about Ross. But yeah, 22 fights, 14 wins, 2 draws, 8 knockouts.
Yeah.
You fit in a lot. You fit in a lot in 22 fights, so Ross. I'll give you that, mate.
Yeah, it were. I had some great fights, some top class opponents, world class opponents.
Yeah.
It was just things went wrong a lot in my career with injuries and things like that. So, but like you say about them losses, I think there was only one of them losses what wasn't for a title fight. So
yeah,
which is pretty good.
Yeah. You dug in, mate. I'll give you that. Some of the opponents.
Yeah.
You definitely mixed it up. And as I say, even if a title fight came up after, say, you had a loss, you came back with a fight and then went straight back into another title fight. You never hung about. So you took because you never know, do you? You never know if you're going to get another.
And you've got to take them opportunities when they come. But like now, if I could do my career again, I'd do it a little bit differently. Like I boxed Lee Haskins, I think it was my 10th fight for a British title. It was just because I wanted that British title. I should have waited. Look how good Haskins was. It was awesome. Went on to become, I think, 1 or 2-time world champion. So I should have waited, but it is what it is. I've been in there with the best, so that's it.
And that's what it's about, mate, isn't it? As I say, your debut, 2006, seems a long time ago, mate.
Right, long. God, I didn't realise how long ago. Oh yeah, time flies, doesn't it?
How old are you now, Ross?
I'll be 37 next month.
I'm 37 next month as well.
What day?
14th.
10th, me.
Oh well, you're older than me, mate. You're older than me.
Oh,
I know. I'm shaving the greys out, mate. That's why we do it.
That's what I do.
Same style. We'll just go with it, mate. But yeah, debut in style, win by knockout in the first round, and then just went on from there. You pushed on. I think 2009 was your first title win. Against Robinson, which didn't you draw to him first and then went back?
I think we did a 4 or 6 rounder.
Yeah.
I don't know if it might have been the year before. Was it? It might have been the year before I boxed him, and or a few months earlier. We got a draw, so we was both promoted by Frank Maloney then. So it came up to fight for English title. It was at the Troxy in Limehouse, London, on St. George.
Yeah, I've been there. It's lovely, isn't it?
As well. So it was a great opportunity to fight for English title on St. George's Day in the capital. So I took it, and we raised a lot of money for the Army Benevolent Fund, I believe it was. Oh, I've got Lennox is talking in background. You can't come on this interview.
He says, I've heard all this before.
We've got the future of boxing in the background, have we?
Yeah, that's it. I don't know if I want it. I'm going to teach him everything, but if he wants to box, it's down to him. But I'm not that fussed about it. I'd rather him be good at golf or something like that.
Something less painful.
Yeah, something less. Well, he doesn't have to train as hard for, and he doesn't have to give up half his life for, really.
Yeah, no, definitely, mate. But as you say, you won the English title, which I think has become more prestigious in the last few years. A lot more people are really pushing for the English title again, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely. And it's such a nice belt as well. But winning, like I said, winning that St. George's in London, it was absolutely mega. It were And Robinson, he was a tough kid, a really tough kid. So to stop, I think he was 7th round. I stopped him.
Yeah,
and it was a good fight. And up until that, we were both trading, but fans loved it as well. So good. I can remember if you ever watched Bill when you were younger, you know the episode, DCI Burnside, he was sat ringside watching me, and I was
really?
winning it in front of him.
You had all the A-class celebs there, Ross.
When his old Burnside was sat there. I forgot, I don't even know his real name.
Did you go up and say him by his character's name?
The Burnside.
But no, as you say, the fight after that was obviously in 2009, was against Lee Haskins, as you say, tough fight for the British Superfly, wasn't it?
By the way, I was convinced I'd watched bits on him, but I thought I'd be too tough and I'd be able to get in there. But he's so elusive, so classy. He was like Nas was. Just he could throw punches from any angle, and he caught me with. I think what round did he stop me? Was it the 6th?
It was the 4th.
He caught me with some shots, and I can remember thinking, God. But just before we went into the ring, John Lewis came into the change room, top class referee, and he said, if anyone's taking too many punches, I will stop the fight, like dangerous punches. But if you take a knee, it shows you know where you are. I'll give you a count. So I took some shots and I thought, I better take a knee. And as I took the knee, he stepped in and called it off. And
You're thinking, hang on, this ain't part of the deal.
Yeah, that's it. And then when I boxed for the Commonwealth a few years later, many years later, Ian John Lewis was the referee then. When he came into the change rooms, I said, don't forget, I can take some hammer, so don't just stop it. That's what I said to him before. I boxed Jason Cunningham, and it's a good job because me and Jason Cunningham had a right war for 12 rounds.
Yeah, good old tear up that was.
Yeah, a right war. Everyone said it should have been fight a year.
That makes me laugh, especially when you get him years later. You almost think, I'm going to tell you now, I ain't taking a knee or listening to you because you lied.
Listen, don't forget I can take some shots, so don't just stop it. And
what did he say to that?
He just looked at me. But it was a great fight, and I ended up winning that one by split decision. So look at what Jason's gone on to do. He's won some white belts. He's got
Well, this is what I'm saying. When you look at your resume, and people will say, "Oh, you know, the 22 fights," but you literally crammed. Some people don't even get to 22 fights in a career because it's a tough sport. People just kind of they look at a resume and they go, "Oh, you know," but they're not in there.
That's what
These
I
mean.
These. Well, that's what I mean. For me, 10 fights to box Lee Haskins, I think it was 20 odd and unbeaten. Oh no, he'd lost one to Ian Napper, and Ian Napper was a class fighter.
Yeah.
So I didn't shy away from anyone. I got on with it. When I boxed Jason Cunningham, I took that fight with 4 days' notice. I got a phone call I was training for a 6-rounder about 2 or 3 weeks later, and I got a phone call on Tuesday from a guy called Chris Smedley, who used to work with my promoter Dennis Hobson at the time. And he said, "How are you feeling?" I was training going. I said, "I'm ready." I said, "In fact, I could go now." He says, "Do you fancy fighting for a Commonwealth title?" I goes, "Yeah, when?" He goes, "This Saturday." I went, "What?" Against he went Jason Cunningham, and I didn't know much about Jason.
He must have gone, "Well, you said you're ready."
He went. I think he was 10 fights and unbeaten. And I says, "Yeah, I'll beat him." And he goes, "Wait, you're 6 round ready?" I goes, "Yeah, I can do 12 rounds easy." And he went, every fight I trained like it was my world title fight. I put everything in. When I was younger, I used to train with Clinton Woods. Clinton Woods was like the main guy at gym. I had Errol Bomber Graham, people like that, Paul Silky. So I used to look up to them. But Clinton used to train so what? Well, everybody did. Silky did, Errol did, Richie went, and Clinton put everything in. So I always wanted to be like him, put everything into training, and it paid off. I got 12-round war. I won by split decision. So it was
certainly did, mate. Certainly did, and what was it, 2013 against McDonnell.
Yeah,
Tough
that,
fight for the central area, but
yeah.
straight after that, you bounce straight off the back of that with 3 wins to get your next title fight.
Well, I knew McDonnell were going to be good. I boxed him as an amateur. Yeah, he beat me as an amateur, but he'd had a long time out, and then because Jamie was doing well, he got back into boxing. I was out injured at the time. I think I'd snapped my cruciate ligament, so I'd been out injured. And then that fight came up, and I thought that could chuck me back into like top 10. So I thought I'll take the fight. And basically, I underestimated him. I thought I could just walk straight through him. With him being like new to it, I thought I'd just break him down. But same again, the second round, he caught me with a shot. And I went down. I thought, God, where did that come from? But I'd moved up to super bantam to fight him. When we weighed in, he looked really skinny on the scales. On the night, I can remember he walked in the ring and took his robe off, and I thought, whoa, he's put some right size on overnight, and he was massive and really tall. Him and Jamie are, but it was a good fight. I get on with Gavin really well. Both Gavin and Jamie really well. And we sometimes meet up and have food and have a drink and that.
Yeah.
It were
that's the beauty of it, isn't it? That you can.
That's it. We're still mates and that. But I thought that fight had propelled me back up into top 10 and lead me on to another title, maybe in English or something like that at super bantam. But it didn't work out, and then I came back down to bantam, and then, like you say, went straight back into mix again.
Yeah. As I say, that just shows your mettle, really, to be honest. And as you say, to go in, then it was to go in against Cunningham, and then the European as well.
That was against Benjamin S'mores, but I didn't watch anything on Benjamin. All I'd heard is he'd gone, I think, 7 rounds with Conlon, and I thought, God, he must be tough, him. But so I didn't want to watch out on him. I just went out and
do your thing.
Did my thing, and I caught him with a good few shots, and he went. So what?
Mate, you were buzzing, weren't you?
That was second round, actually. I don't even know.
That was first round.
First round, yeah, that was it. I can remember catching it, and he wobbled, and then I caught him with a jab and then a backhand, and he went. And I can remember security. It was a friend, Brendan Tingle. He jumped onto the ring and he went, "Ross, you've won." And I like, bloody hell. That was easy.
Because that's the normal reaction of winning the European. Oh, bloody hell, that's nice.
That we had the world title eliminator against Ramblatz. No, Umbayan.
Yeah.
And it was just one of them nights. Leading up to the fight, I'd been sparring. What had I been sparring? Paul Butler. I was sparring.
Oh, another tough bloke.
And we had a brilliant spar. Brilliant. And his dad after to me. I got out of the ring and Paul's dad, Paul Senior, said, "You're going to become world champion." But in the spar, I'd hurt my elbow. I got caught on elbow and it was just agony. And that was my final spar. I think it was the Friday or the Saturday before fighting the week after. And I should have pulled out in hindsight. And I'd sold that many tickets for it. And I was the top of the bill. And it was the first English fight, English show to be on Spike TV. And I didn't want to let anybody down or pull out. Then on the night in the changing rooms, just everything was going wrong. They didn't have a key for the toilet next to my changing room. So I walked out into the crowd. The first person I saw was Ramblatz, the South African what had beat me years before. He was friends with Umbayane. Straight away it was on my head. Then I'd done my boots. I can remember I'd tied my boots up. I'd done them too tight, but just before I walked, while we were walking to the ring, that's when I realised I'd done my boots too tight. Just daft stuff. Then in ring, it just everything went. But
just didn't feel right.
I just didn't. I can remember walking out. I walked out to a tune what I didn't usually come out to. Some DJ had produced me a tune. Damon S. He's a big DJ out in Ibiza. He'd produced me a tune, and I came out to that, and just nothing seemed to go right on that night. And is what it is. I ended up losing.
Yeah.
And
As
then,
you say, it's funny, isn't it? Because it sounds like your boxer's heart drove you to the ring, because it's just what you do. Do you know what I mean? You just go into autopilot, don't you? But
put on Facebook, I've pulled out of this fight, things weren't right, and I think, why didn't I just do that? I should have, but should have, would have, could have.
Ross, we're all different, mate. We're all different, and the thing is, like I said to you earlier, you're made of metal, mate. And the thing is, you go into these fights.
Steel City.
Exactly, mate. This is the thing. That's what you're made of, and you just go for it. Do you know what I mean? And it shows it throughout your entire career. You've never shied away from anything. There would be a title fight, anything, and you just thought, do you know what? Like you said with the British, maybe I should have waited. But do you know what? When the opportunity comes up, you speak to most boxers, they won't turn it down, because you never know if you're ever going to get that chance again.
You think, oh man, what a belt! But I am gutted I didn't get it. It is what it is. I went last weekend to watch Dalton Smith win his outright. I was absolutely made up for him. So that was another top lad from Sheffield.
So do you have any regrets, Ross? Is there any regrets? Or do you just think, I had my career, I did what I did? And
I've had a mega career. And like now I've got my gym, I've got my vest on, Boss Box Fit. My gym's doing brilliant. But I don't focus on boxing. I do one-to-ones focusing on boxing. And I do like kids classes. I do non-contact boxing. So they learn all fundamentals of boxing, but they don't have to get in ring and spar. If they get good enough, I send them to other gyms nearby and let them do it. But I just focus on fitness, boxercise, call it boxercise, box fit.
See what you've done there.
Yeah. It classes. And then my missus, she does mum and baby classes. She does Pilates in there. So the gym's absolutely buzzing. So all that's thanks to me boxing. I have a few regrets in boxing, like management at times, promoters. I might have left a promoter at the wrong time. I might have gone with wrong promoters, but it is what it is. I had some good promoters. I had Frank Maloney, Ricky Hatton, Dennis Hobson, but maybe I should have gone with Dennis Hobson years before, or I should have stayed with Frank Maloney. Who knows? Exactly. But when after I'd boxed Ramblatsa, it was in my clothes that I'd have another title fight. I'd get on to top level again. So we managed to get another world title eliminator coming up. I think it was November 2015. Yeah, 2015. I was sparring Gavin McDonnell in Rotherham in Dave Caldwell's gym. He beat me in the second round. So I said to him, let's take it steady in the second round before we sparred. Messing about. Boom, I throw a punch and my arm popped out in the second round. And that was the fifth time my arm had dislocated in my career. That was like my worst enemy, my shoulder. But people watching this, buy Soldier On off Amazon. Ross Burkinshaw, Soldier On. It tells you everything about my career in that book, my injuries, my ups and downs and everything, all my life. So buy Soldier On off Amazon.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That's told everyone. But as I say, do you know what, Ross? I'm honestly chuffed to have had you on, mate, because as a top guy that's had a career, he's looked back at it, but he wouldn't have had what he's got now if he hadn't have been through what he's been through. So
boxing,
you know,
it started for me. The progression was probably when I boxed for the army boxing team, because from there I ended up boxing. I got to ABA finals. I got beat by Stuart Langley live on BBC One, and it was a big thing because that's when I got picked up by Frank Maloney, and I had the chance to turn professional, and I became the first serving soldier in history to be granted permission to be a professional boxer while serving as well. So
yeah, cool.
Changed the rules there, so that was good.
Yeah. We've got a question coming for you, mate.
Right.
What's the highlight of your career?
Probably Ian John Lewis raising my hand when I beat Cunningham. because
Yeah.
that 5-minute wait for my hand to be lifted seemed like forever. In my head, I kept saying, "This is my time." I knew it, and I was just stood. And at the end of the fight, I knew I'd won it. But just waiting for that hand to go up, that were probably that were the best thing. That were the highlight.
And do you think that's even sweeter now, knowing what Cunningham's gone on to achieve now? It makes you look even better, mate.
I get on with when I watch him on TV and something comes up, or like you couldn't be in a bar, like when he's fighting, everyone stood watching him. I'm like, I beat him.
That's the one thing you're always going to have, mate.
Yeah, I took his O away when he was unbeaten. I took that away, so that is a proud thing.
Oh, Ross, honestly, I think you're a tough bloke, and as I say, you got great family now, and who knows? Is it Lennox? One day we might see.
My little boy's Lennox, and my missus Raquel, she's already got a little boy Frank. So we've got like Frank Bruno and Lennox Lewis, haven't we?
Mate, as I say, you're breeding success, mate. You're breeding success.
Whatever he does, whatever he wants to do, I'll let him choose.
Exactly, mate. It's the best way. But as I say, Dad's paved the way, and as I say, the stuff you're doing now with your gym, and just quality, mate. Really chuffed to have had you on, and thanks for your time, Ross. Honestly,
thank you, mate.
No problem, and love to the family, and keep up the good work, mate.
Top man, Joel, and you keep doing this. I love it. I keep watching the podcast, so keep it on.
No, I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. I'm gonna kick you out now, and then I'm gonna speak really highly of you. Is that right?
That's fine.
You can sit in the background and just hear it.
Yeah, come on. Kick me off.
There you go, mate. I'll speak to you soon. Stay in touch.
But definitely.
Take care, mate. Bye.
Mate.
So there we go. Ross, top bloke, doing some great stuff with his gym, and got lots going on. Kids called Frank and Lennox. Well, you can't get any more boxing than that, to be honest. And yeah, what a career. 22 fights, 14 wins, 2 draws, 8 knockouts. Great resume, full of title challenges, title wins, and yeah, just a career with some great names on. So that was Ross Burkinshaw. Give him a shout out on all of his social medias, and show him his support. His book's online as well. And just check out what he's up to. But thanks for watching, and thanks for your questions as well. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Have some of this.